Hi all, picking straight back up where we left off last time, continuing on with our Let's Play of Oblivion, where we're going to escort Martin, who turns out to be the son of the Emperor, to Cloud Ruler Temple, a settlement of the Blades just north of Bruma. Cloud Ruler Temple, there we go. I'm not going to actually escort them in-game, we're going to make use of the excellent fast travel system, so that we don't have to walk all the way ourselves. How is everyone? I am recording my final video for the day, and then he's going to be on to playing some Assassin's Creed for the up-and-coming video game book club, which I'm very much looking forward to. Both recording some of and actually getting around to some videos. So that should be good. Other than that, I'm just settling in for a session of Oblivion. Have we got a level up? We are minuscule amounts of experience away from our next level. So exciting times up and coming there. And we'll get to see what the main quest has to hold for us as we travel up here. I'll have to remember to take a decent screenshot of these lovely mountains. As you might imagine, this is heading towards the area of Skyrim. The snowy wastes and biome sort of suggests as such. This game only makes me more excited to play Skyrim. There was probably a period where I was like, no, I don't care for Skyrim. But playing this now, I'm just like, actually, you know what? There might be some of the edges of this, like, honed and finished in a nice way. Where I'll be looking forward to that. Anyway, most important thing is to get a good screenshot. But here we are at Cloud Ruler Temple. I have really fond memories of this place when I first played the game. It seemed like a good little hideout and a place that you could actually spend time, you know, up in the mountains. Probably clearly drawing from Buddhist traditions or Eastern traditions. Not necessarily the traditions, but the narratives of those traditions.
We have not had the honor of an emperor's visit in many years.
Well, thank you. The honor is mine.
Come, your blades are waiting to greet you.
I forget that there's a walk button. Highly essential for following other characters. Yeah, this is definitely Eastern inspired. I think all the blades are, if you think about the katana as the weapon of choice. I never know when to stand in these things. I suppose I should probably follow up the rear.
Blades, dark times are upon us. The Emperor and his sons were slain on our watch. The Empire is in chaos. But there is yet hope. Here is Martin Septim, true son of Uriel Septim.
Hail, Dragonborn! Hail, Martin Septim! Hail!
Your Highness, the blades are at your command. You will be safe here until you can take up your throne.
Joffrey, all of you, I know you all expect me to be Emperor. I'll do my best. But this is all new to me. I'm not used to giving speeches, but I wanted you to know that I appreciate your welcome here. I hope I prove myself worthy of your loyalty in the coming days. That's it. Thank you.
Well then, thank you, Martin. We'd all best get back to our duties, eh, Captain?
Hail!
Not much of a speech, was it? Didn't seem to bother them, though. The blades saluting me and hailing me as Martin Septim. I don't mean to sound ungrateful. I know I would be dead by now if it weren't for you. Thank you. But everyone expects me to suddenly know what to do, how to behave. They want an emperor to tell them what to do, and I haven't the faintest idea.
We need to get the amulet back.
Of course, the amulet of kings. So I, can take it to the Temple of the One and light the dragon fires. and stop the Oblivion invasion.
And then you will be Emperor.
The Emperor? That's an idea that will take some getting used to. In any case, we need the amulet first. Maybe Joffrey will know where to start.
What do you know of the Amulet of Kings?
All practitioners of Daedric magic are familiar with the almost impenetrable barrier between our world and Oblivion. What the Emperor told you implies that the amulet is the key to the preservation of that barrier. What I saw at Kvatch, everything I know about Daedric magic says that such stable portals are impossible. Yet those gates to Oblivion existed. The old rules no longer apply. Kvatch is only the beginning of what Mehrunes Dagon will do. If the amulet is truly the key to restoring the barriers between our world and Oblivion, you must waste no time in recovering it.
What do you know of Daedric magic?
I haven't always been a priest. In my youth, I followed a different path. I know more than I want to about the seductive power of Daedric magic. Let's just leave it at that.
And Oblivion Gate.
Something has changed to make these stable portals to Oblivion possible. Joffrey believes that the death of the Emperor and the darkening of the Dragonfires is the key.
Sound.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, my favourite. My absolute favourite. So, before we talk to you, Joffrey, let's do a level up. Agility's bows, right? I mean to check this every single time. One sec. So two things, both of huge import. One, it's agility, so we're nowhere in the right space here. So I'm going to take agility, strength, and then some into endurance, because we hit things, we shoot things, and we take hits. And then on my combat skills, what are we at? Blades, okay. Marksman's worse. Let's get both of these up to 50 at least. Can we afford that? No. But we use those a lot. And I like being able to switch between the two of them as well, especially in combat. So let's do that. And the second more important thing, in my eyes, what level are we? Can we see? Definitely a few levels. It was Sean Bean who voices Martin, which I'm sure people already know that, but I was just like, I keep listening to him, and at first I thought it was a Sean Bean impression, and then I thought it was Sean Bean, then I went back to the impression, and then I just looked it up, and it is Sean Bean. I couldn't not hear it in that last conversation. I was like, it must be. It must be. Hello, Joffrey.
You have proven yourself a loyal servant of the Empire, as worthy as any of the Blades to stand by Martin's side during this crisis. As the Grand Master of the Blades, I would be honored to accept you into our order. Will you join us?
What are my duties as a blade?
The Blades are sworn to the service of the Emperor as the mortal representative of the dragon blood of the Divine Talos.
I'm going to use this opportunity as a no, not right now.
Very well. Many serve the Empire in their own way, but we would be honored to have you if you change your mind.
Because I'm going to use this as an opportunity to go and do some other questing. I think it's a decent narrative. In my character's head, he's got rid of the Amulet of Kings, he's got rid of Joffrey, and I think he wants to go and see the world a bit more. And you know what that means? It means going to do some arena, it's going to do some trades, going to do some quests, probably some Thieves Guild stuff, all that important stuff. So let me go and do my shopping. I know, back at the arena. Almost feels like the arena. It almost feels like that this is my character's method of decompression. Oh, I had a stressful day questing and helping out the Empire.
Your next opponent wears a heavy raiment, but attacks with a short sword. She's like a heavily armored wasp and has the temper to match. Careful.
come and kill a few people in the arena, earn some gold, you know, the normal ways of decompression. I just thought then, you know, the sort of way Owen tells you about the different characters and the way they fight, it actually does serve quite a decent purpose. One that I'll get to in a few seconds.
Good people of the Imperial City, welcome to the arena. You came to watch these two bloodletters do what they do best, and they're dying to prove their worth. So let the bloodletting begin.
Him talking about the different characters, you know, oh, she's a wasp, heavy armoured wasp with a short sword and things like that. It does actually serve like a really good purpose, and that purpose is that you actually, it fleshes out the idea that different characters do have different fighting styles, and that combat is deeper than it might actually be, or it feels deeper because of the way that they talk about how these different people fight. I just want my arrows. No, I just think that's kind of interesting. Because it gives the world a larger feel than perhaps it actually does have. Mechanically. You know, it feels bigger.
Okay, so you killed the Breton. My Red Room got its paint job from fighters like you. After you disemboweled the next idiot, I want you to smear his blood all over the walls.
Jesus. Well, that's put me in the mood for a match.
Next up is a dark elf. I've never seen him fight before, but he's got a bow as well as a sword. So be ready for a ranged attack.
Just like me, bow and sword. I'm going to go for the sword then. It's our new blade, our steel longsword that we got off a Kvatchian guard. Speaking of which, we are mostly wearing Kvatch stuff. Well, apart from the arena raiment. Brilliant. There we go. Next rank up. I want to have a talk to Atronaches as well.
The journal. My father's journal. It says I'm part vampire. I thought my father was a nobleman, not some blood-sucking monster. My whole life has been nothing but a lie. I'm no Grey Prince. I'm a vile, wretched spawn of evil. Please leave me. I can't...
I know it's hard when our genuine view of the world is completely changed. But you'll be okay. There we go. That's one rank of the arena done. I think that's going to be my method of doing it. Come decompress after some quests. So, what have we got in our quest? What's it called? Should we go and do the battle for Kvatch? I feel like they're waiting for me. We've sort of leveled up a bit. Also, sometimes like doing some fights in the arena then showed me that I'm like in a decent level position. Sometimes you can get like these weird peaks and troughs with leveling. So we are entering Kvatch, the city that we helped stop the invasion, but that's not to say there aren't some Daedra still here. So the plan is to help liberate the place. So we need to talk to Civilian.
Are you ready to go? We need your help getting to the castle, but we need to move soon.
Yes, let's go.
I knew you'd be up to it. Our goal is the castle gate. We should be able to use this door to get out to the plaza in front of the castle gatehouse. You know the drill. Stick close and keep your eyes open. Let's move out!
Let's go. Yeah, so you can come back here quite leveled up and fight really, really tough enemies. And if you hit them at a certain level, you're not in a great position to do it. But we should be pretty nicely off to take on these guys. That's what I was sort of saying with the impression I got from doing the arena. Was like, oh, we're taking on these people pretty handily. But you see, like, the amount of damage we're doing, it's even better than the last Oblivion gate we were in. Oh, we stopped. Okay. One downside to having this Oblivion XP thing is if you don't get the last hit, you don't get the kill. You don't get any experience. But experience from monsters actually seems rather small anyway.
Damn it! This is no good. The gates are locked, and the only way to open them is from within the gatehouse.
What about this castle gate?
We can't open that gate from out here. The only mechanism for raising it is inside the gatehouse. And the only way to get into the gatehouse now would be through the passage at the North Guardhouse, but that's always kept locked. Hurry and find Barrich Inian. He should be back in the chapel, and should still have the key to the guardhouse. Once you've got it, get to the guardhouse.
Yeah. We can do that. We can definitely do that.
We saw the smoke from the Gold Road while out on patrol. How can we help?
Follow me.
We'll be right behind you.
I'll take some Imperial Legion soldiers with me.
I'm just
Inian.
waiting for Captain Mattias to give the order. Finally, a chance to fight back.
I need your key, mate.
Yes, I have it. Why?
Civilian orders. I need to get into the castle.
That's right. They managed to close the castle gates just before we were forced in here.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm afraid you're in for a tough time, friend.
Should have told me
The
that.
city's in bad shape, and it will be difficult to make it to the guardhouse by yourself. I'd better go with you. We'll have to go through the chapel undercroft, and then through what's left of the city. If I don't make it, take the key and carry on without me. You'll need to reach the tower at the north wall of the city.
Got it, boss. I'm sure you'll make it. I'm sure it's all going to be okay. I do think this section of the quest is quite cool. Sort of going through the burnt... Oh, God. Oh, no. I wonder how that's going to affect me. I mean, I'll take your longsword. I keep hitting him, but it was only a tap. I was just, going through this decrepit, destroyed city is quite cool, I think. Quite like the effect of it. I do want to try and take at least one of these out. Because then, there's a certain logic to video games, isn't there? Each time you remove an enemy, it's one less enemy to hit you. I know. Smart, right? You may have noticed when I killed Inian there, it said at the top left, your crimes have been noticed by a mysterious force, or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. That is associated with a quest line for anyone who hasn't played the game before. Probably one of the more famous quest lines of the game, and that is the Dark Brotherhood. I think it remains one of the famous because it's one of the strongest, or it's the one that sticks in people's memories. I can't remember if I've gone over this before, so I'll just relitigate just for the sake of it. But we will be doing pretty much most quests as we go through the game. So it's actually no bad thing to accidentally have killed him there. The only downside of it could come is if God was watching and whispered in one of the guards' ears that, oh, that man is a murderer, you know. If my crime was witnessed, essentially, it can mean we will have a fine against us when we head into a town, and they'll try and arrest us. Oh, the fact that these guys aren't attacking me, the way they stepped closer to me for a few seconds, I was like, ooh, are we in trouble? But the fact that they're not attacking me, I think, is a good sign. I wonder if this is one of those sorts of places that's set up so it always rains no matter what. I know there's a part in the Ocarina of Time I just distinctly remember that raining inside, that the weather suddenly changes. I think even the time of day, if you go there at like daytime, it's like, oh, suddenly it's nighttime because the story needs it. I mean, that is fine. That is more than fine. It's just for some reason sticks in my memory. Sticks in my memory fairly strong for some reason. I found the tunnel entrance in Kvatch. I need to follow it to the gatehouse so that I can raise the gates and let the guards into the castle courtyard. That I do. You don't really do much fighting in other areas similar to this, you know, like towns. That doesn't come up too much. It's a lot more sort of dungeons and abandoned places that happen to have some gribblies in it than full-on sort of city-side warfare. Not that this is particularly grand scale, but it's more than you might think. I've raised the gates into Castle Kvatch. I must now help Sylvain and his men. Let's go and kill the Daedra, eh? Let's go to kill the Daedra without killing anyone else. So, let's have a little talk about where we're at character-wise. Because we now will get visited by potentially the Dark Brotherhood. Is that a questline we want to start now? Or is it something we want to come back to later? I think I'd like to get through the Thieves Guild a little bit first before starting it up. I know I'm doing things in a bit of a hodgepodge, little bits of everything here and there, which might be like sort of not how people play this game typically. But it's quite often the way I like to do things. Oh, this is a bad situation. It's quite often the way I like to do things because you can do little bits of everything and you make progress, and you it doesn't make any single thing a chore, you know. You take slim pickings of everything. It's how I'm reading books at the moment, weirdly. I'm reading a couple of books and I'm just doing 10 pages at a time, and I'm getting through, you know, a couple hundred pages a day that way, which is, I know, a bit of an unusual way of doing it, and people find it probably a little scattershot, but it's become my preferred way of doing things, a little bit of everything at once. I don't know what that says about me, but there you go. I just have to remember not to start too many projects. That's my one downside. I'm desperately trying to stop myself from playing through Destiny at the moment. That isn't working. So far. We'll see. We'll see if we actually end up buying the Beyond Light DLC. I installed it on my PS4 last night, just being like, I want a downtime game. But then you start playing it and you're like, oh, I could do a video here and I could capture stuff there and do this, that and the other, and it soon becomes a whole other project. I have a bad habit of doing that. Anyway, that's enough rambling onwards. We're coming to the end of Kvatch here. Say, I think I mentioned last time, there's a pretty good set of mods. I don't know if they were ever finished, but interesting set of mods, I should say. They were never finished. You can hardly label something as good. Interesting set of mods to do a whole quest line to rebuild this place, which I think is kind of cool. But instead we just get to liberate it, and it remains a burning mess. Here we go. I haven't saved in ages. So these are I can never pronounce their name, but they're flame Atronaches. So sort of elementals. You got them in Morrowind actually as well, and I think they're a cool concept for an enemy. We just don't want to pull too many here. We could be in a bad spot if we do.
Whoa.
Tank a bit of tank quite a bit of hits actually, and they do plenty of damage also. So I think we want to try and rely on civilian to tank for us, but we will see if he's up to the task. He so far, his preferred position has been lying unconscious on the floor. There we go. I mean, nothing like breaking a habit of a lifetime. I mean, the problem with bows is the arrows drop on the floor, which is actually kind of worse for us because it means like spending quite a large amount of time after the fight trying to find our arrows. It's not like it's stuck in the bodies, which makes life a lot easier if they were. I never remember combat being this spongy in Skyrim. And we'll have to find out if that's true, because I will be going and playing it. But I always remember it being a lot more. You know, you get a few good hits in and you've won, but they get a few good hits and you've also lost. So fair in that respect. Everyone's time to death just went down a bit. I'm trying to remove the scamp here so that we can then go and take on the Fire Lady. On her own terms, my own terms, her own terms. I suppose her terms would involve the scamp. And on top of Destiny, I have Magic the Gathering Arena installed on my desktop. Oh, just another downtime game. And then I'm like, oh, I could do Friday Night Magic. No, hold yourself back. I have to learn not to take on too much at once. Incredibly bad habit of mine. Knowing my own limitations. I'm sure humans are bad at that in general. I think I remember hearing a study once that talked about sort of people's abilities to estimate lead times on projects, like building projects and stuff. And we're just awful at it. Like, in general, we cannot estimate how long something's going to take. So that's the benefit of not doing a million things at once. You can just concentrate on it and you're not going to lose time to other stuff. There we go. Bit of peace and quiet. We've got through. Sad looking throne there. My one problem is I seem to have lost my companion. Oh god. How are we doing on repairingness? Yeah. So that's going to make a huge difference. I need to be better at repairing stuff. I'm really not keeping on top of that. What do you think I've been doing? Come inside. Now. What? Oh. That'd be the broken one. Swap our hotkeys for that. What's our money on him being dead? It must be like fairly high odds, right? I wouldn't put it on the count to have survived this. I'm barely surviving it and I'm like probably more competent than they are. Oh god, these enemies are doing my head in now. They're just not interesting to me, particularly. I mean, this is the Count's quarters. I assume the flame Atronaches being there is not a good sign for the Count's supposed life. But let's. I mean, that blood on the floor's not looking great. I still hold out hope. You don't know. I mean, this fire-breathing demon's not great, but still holding out hope. The fact that there's no one fighting back and I can hear no noise, on top of the fire breathing demon, on top of the blood on the ground, say, I'm getting less positive as time goes on about the Count's livingness. Hello, Count. I found the body of Count Goldwine. I should deliver his signet ring to civilian Matthias. Oh, poor Count. Right, what can I steal of yours? I mean, who's it owned by? Really? Are we saying that whoever killed the Count gets all his possessions, in which case it belongs to a flame lady? Or... No, I can't sleep in it. Okay. Right. Matthias. Your bloody Count's gone and popped his clogs. I get really self-conscious, not self-conscious, not the right word, but I'm really aware of my Britishisms sometimes when I can, like, when I'm recording my voice in the background. Like, is popped your clogs a statement that you hear anywhere else in the world? It sounds very British. Matthias.
Where is the Count? Why is he not with you?
I'm sorry. He didn't make it.
We were too late?
Yes.
If only
Yes, we
come
were.
here sooner.
I know.
This is indeed a dark day for all of us left. But I thank you for risking your own life to help us. Did you find the Count's ring by any chance?
Yes, I did. What?
Secured it.
Right. Okay, I'll go back for it. I assume searching the body. Did I not search the body? Okay. That's a me problem. Yes, here it is.
At least this is safe. Thank you. I shall make sure it is protected for the time when a new count is crowned. Here, take this. I have no use for it. I'm tired of fighting. It may serve you well in days to come.
I mean,
Good day.
I've taken some off your dead comrades or anyway, but the thought is appreciated. So, thank you for watching. I quite enjoyed that quest. That was a bit of fun. Next time, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do, but we'll figure something out in the meantime. That has been the Battle for Kvatch. If you've enjoyed this episode, please, please, please like the video. It helps, apparently. Subscribe if you enjoyed this sort of thing. And comment on your favourite quest from Oblivion. I probably said that one already, but here we go. My name's been Billy. Thank you, and goodbye.